Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to see more.
Coming up in this episode, highlights from 3 Super League games played on Sunday, the 2nd of July.
With 3 interesting contests that were played on Saturday, I thought I'd bring you on Saturday night as a way to get you all your highlights before the Rugby League overload yet again for tomorrow, as there is NRL games and also Super League games as well as League One and Championship Women's Rugby League all played on Sunday. Now, who are the games today?
Hull FC play Leeds Rhinos. Catalans Dragons face St Helens in the live TV game at 5 PM in the UK and 6 PM in France, while Toulouse faced Hull KR at 8 PM in Toulouse. The first game that we're going to look at, as it's the first one played, is Hull FC versus Leeds Rhinos. Hull FC were kept scoreless in a woeful affair with Warrington last weekend, and the pressure is starting to mount on head coach Brett Hodgson after his side were defeated for the 3rd successive game. Injury issues are starting to mount up for the the black and whites, with Luke Gale, Manu Matu and Adam Swift joining the list of unavailable players, along with the suspended Mitieli Vulikijibani, so a useful squad has been named for the contest. Leeds Rhinos, on the other hand, suffered a 2nd successive loss in succession last week, as St Helens were able to outclass them, and the Rhinos have still further issues to deal with after their discipline let them down in the contest last time out. The Rhinos were shown 2 yellow cards as well as a red, and have lost 3 players to suspension for this clash as a result of their ill discipline. But in better news, Jack Walker makes his return from another injury. So we start with Leeds Rhinos, as they welcome back Richie Myler at fullback after he was on the bench last time out. Otherwise, it's David Fusatua, Zach Hardacre, who's moved into the centres in place of Reece Martin, who reverts back to second row. Liam Sutcliffe and Ash Hanley complete the back line. Blake Austin and Aidan Caesar have been shown faith once again in the halfback roles. Michael Gillespie and Matt Pryor are the forward men, and James Bentley continues in the second row after he escaped any disciplinary action from the RFL. James Donaldson comes in at loose forward in place of Zane Tetavano. There's a bit of youth on the Leeds bench as Sam Walters joins Morgan Gannon, Cameron Smith and Jared O'Connor in backing up the starting lineup. For Hull FC, they continue without the Jake Walker effect, Jake Connor effect, with Jamie Shaw at fullback. Daniel McIntosh, Josh Griffin, Cameron Scott and Connor Wynn are the back line, with Jacob Hookham partnering Joe Lover-Dewar at halfback in what is a relatively inexperienced and a little bit less creative halfback pairing, with Luke Gale missing out. Kane Evans and Scott Taylor will be the big front men who they'll look to bludgeon the Leeds Rhinos defence with Jordan Lane and Liggy South supporting. Jordan Johnston will continue at loose forward, with Brad Bash taking up a bench place. Chris Sarte, Jack Brown and Deneve Balforth are the ones that complete the lineup for Hull FC. The game was off and running early in the first half after it was Mikola Jaletsky who went over underneath the post at 6 minutes. This was converted by Reece Martin, and Leeds were leading 6-0. 6 became 12 as Leeds threw the ball left and found the ball getting to Ash Hanley, who strolled over for his first try of the game. Again, Reece Martin hit the touchline conversion, and it was 12-0. Then it's Darnell McIntosh intercepting an over-top pass by Aidan Caesar and racing 95 metres, despite some decent chase from Leeds forward Mikel Edliski and Ash Hanley, to make it 12 points to 6 as McIntosh converted his own goal. Then it was Hull FC in once again. A minute later, it was Danny Houghton chasing the kick back inside and scoring under the post. Darnell McIntosh actually converted this one and missed the one for his own try. But Leeds were back in once again later, as the winger Ash Hanley went in for his second, which Reece Martin missed the conversion. Then Cruz Leeming took the fore as some good inside play from forward Matt Pryor, and then Richie Myler's dummy and late pass saw that Cruz Leeming get over the try line with momentum. This got to half time and Hull went in for their second try as Chris Sarte went over. A good rampaging run from the Hull forward to score on the 48th minute, which Josh Griffin converted. Then Cruz Leeming extended the Leeds lead once again as he went over on the 54th minute, just straight through the middle of the Leeds Hull defence. After which, it was Richie Myler who got on the try-scoring list as he loitered around on the left side and dived over between two Hull defenders to continue the scoring for Leeds. Leeds went over again, and it's that left edge that they were attacking. This time Liam Sutcliffe took a crash ball over the line to score to extend Leeds' lead to 30 at this point. It got worse though, as this time it was a kick to the right edge, which was caught by David Fusitua in a contest, and he went over. That left edge went a bit stronger once again as Hanley completed his hat-trick on the 69th minute, which was made 4 after a good pass by Richie Myler to see him in the corner on the left side. The last say of the game went to Hanley once again, as he made it a 5 in this match, as again that left edge came to the fore, and Myler's cut-out pass saw Hanley gets 5 for the day. Leeds get back to winning ways as they put Hull to the sword, 62 points to 16, and pressure mounts on Hull coach Brett Hodgson. We turn our attention to the top of the table as the Catalans Dragons host St Helens in Saturday's second game, and Catalans are suffering a disappointing loss to Castleford Tigers last time out, as the French outfit were down by a golden point in their last contest against a Super League rival, and now facing the tough task of hosting the league leaders in St Helens. The Dragons have lost one Super League game at home all season so far, but will come into this without Tom Davis and Mike McMeekin after the pair suffered long-term injuries last week. But Dean Ware could make his welcome return. For St Helens, they continue their strong run of form as they ran out convincing winners over Leeds last week to make it 6 successive victories in Super League as they maintain their lead at the top of the table. Saints never looked in danger in their contest and will be confident of extending their winning streak as they head to Perpignan for the clash, especially as James Bell and Sione Matautia come into the 21-man squad after serving their suspensions. Now let's get into the teams, and Sam Tompkins leads out the Dragons side with Mathieu Laguerre playing on the wing with the returning Dean Ware in support. Samisoni Langi and Fouid Yaha are on the other side, with Mitchell Pearce and Josh Drinkwater leading around the forwards. Gilgit Dodson and Dylan Napa get the nod in the front row with Michael McAlorum at half-back. Matt Whitley and Benjamin Julien continue in the second row, with Mikkel Gudemond replacing Mike McMeekin in the starting lineup. That means a promotion to the starting 17 for Alex da Costa. Paul Sanguia continues on the bench, while Artem Romano drops down to the bench for the returning Dean Ware. And Sam Cassiano is another Impact bench player. No Artem Morgs appears in the squad due to injury. For Saints, John Bennison continues at fullback with the missing Will Hapoate and also Lewis Dodd making that position his. Tommy Makinson is partnered by Ben Davis, as we see that Mark Percival is not in the squad. Sione Matautia is the other centre with Regan Grace on his outside. Jack Welsby and Johnny Lomax are leading around Alex Walmsley and Matty Lees, Curtis Surinam, Joe Batchelor and Morgan Knowles. James Roby continues at acting halfback, but have Joey Lussick on the bench for the spelling session. Ignatius Passy will be the Impact sub like normal, with Jake Wingfield and also James Bell in support. It was Saints who got on the board first after Welsby and Lomax combined for Sione Matautia to go over on the left edge, which was 4-0 as Saints couldn't convert. Just some quick hands by Lomax and Welsby found the gap, which was always open out wide. Here we go again. Batchel was taken out by in the tackle, and Makinson passed in between him and Lomax as a 1-2 to score in the right corner this time. Catalan were tight through the middle, but the Saints were finding space out wide. It was still only 4-0 as the kick was not been able to be converted. Then a kick to the corner finds Fuijaha, who had the presence of mind to get the ball inside, and Mathieu Laguerre just about gets the ball down before Johnny Lomax forces him out of touch to get Catalans back in the game. This meant that it was 8 points to 4 to Saints, as Laguerre's try was not converted this time. But Catalan went in at half-time in the lead, after some great hands by the Catalan players who found that man in Fujiyaha again, who kicked back on the inside. And while the ball beat Pearson, two Saints defenders, it was Josh Drinkwater who went over left of the posts to score the second try of Catalan's points. This made the kick easy for Sam Tompkins, who put it over for the 10 points to 4 lead. In the second half, it was Ben Davis who went over in the corner after a great ball out wide from Jack Welsby found the youngster to go in scoring. And Catalans came back in the same type of play what Saints did in the first half between Drinkwater and Samisoni Lange, who completed the move. Lange's try was converted by Tompkins, and that gave a further lead to Catalans. And then after an outside ball from Laguerre, he passed inside for Dean Ware to score on his first game back after 12 weeks out. It was a great pass out wide by Mitchell Pearce that set up the play. The last try of the game came from Jack Welsby. It was an ingenuitive type of play, as Welsby one-on-one stripped after Matautia dropped off the tackle Sam Cassiano, which meant that Welsby could do the one-on-one, and he ran in untouched underneath the sticks. The video referee had a look and gave the try. This try was converted by Ben Davis, but Catalan seen out the game for the win, and it was a morale-boosting win for Catalans after defeats since before the grand final last year against Saints. But 20 points to 18 in their back pocket, keeping them back in second place for the time being. Our last game is the evening game in France, as Hull KR came up against Toulouse. And KR's up and down season continued last week as they were well and truly second best against Huddersfield. That identified the work that Tony Smith still has to do if he wants to leave Craven Park on a high, as he demonstrated the present gap between the Robins and the top four. They have a chance to close the gap against bottom club Toulouse, who come into the game after a humbling defeat against Wigan. Toulouse are boasted by the returns of Justin Sangare and Roman Navarre, but the likes of Lloyd White and Andrew Dixon remain injured. Hull KR will be without Ryan Hall and George King, who are the latest to join Hull KR's treatment room, which has to be said must be packed by now. Lewis Johnson has had surgery after missing last week's game due to a pectoral injury, and the Robins were only able to name a 20-man squad. Making matters worse, there is a rumour that Lachlan Coote could miss the game through injury and has not travelled to France. And here are the teams. And as confirmed, Lachlan Coote misses out on the game and is replaced by Will Dagger at full-back. It is Sam Wood and Sean Kenny-Dowell in centres, with Ben Crooks replacing the stricken Ryan Hall. Rowan Milnes and Mikey Lewis continue at the halfbacks, while Albert Vete returns to the starting lineup with Matty Stolson in the front row. Dean Hadley and the NRL-linked Frankie Holton is in the second row, while Elliot Minichella is the least forward. Jez Litton will come off the bench, swapping with Matt Parcell during the game, but the forward pack will be backed up by Corbin Sims, Jimmy Kindhorse and Greg Richards. For Toulouse, we have Oliashel Bolt, who has been the Toulouse player of the season. And on the wing, it is a couple of changes for Toulouse, as Latrell Schomkel, I'll eventually get that name right, starts on the right wing with Paul Marcon on the left. Guy Armitage and Chris Hankinson are the centre pairing chosen this time, with Corey Norman and Tony Gigot the halfback pairing. Romain Navarrete and David Alvaro are in the front row, with Nathan Peets at attacking halfback. Joe Bretherton is at least forward, Dominic Peru and Joseph Paulo. Lucas Albert missed out the game last week and now comes in as the halfback replacement on the bench. Harrison Hansen, Lambert Melmes and the returning Justin Sangare adds to the bench options as well. And it's Toulouse with the early ball, and as Guy Armitage is tackled on the left-hand side, a kick to the right from Tony Gigot finds Latrell Shamkel, who goes over in the corner for the opening try of the game. After Hankinson converted, he added a penalty to make it 8-0 to Toulouse, and that was the score at half-time. Just after half-time, it's the other winger that gets in on the act. After a set-up drive, Toulouse are setting up to go left, but change their mind and go right. And a great pass by Tony Gigot and an offload for Guy Armitage sees Paul Marcon go over for their second try of the game. Another penalty by Hankinson extends the lead once more after he converts the Marcon try. After this, it's Toulouse once more with the try. And a quick play of the ball finds its way out to Chris Hankinson once more, who goes over on the 60th minute. And it looks like Toulouse are going to go all the way to the victory. OKR though give Toulouse a little bit more pause to think about, as Albert Vete takes advantage of an offside decision near the sticks, and after a quick tap by Matt Parcell, they give it back to Vete, who bundles his way over to score again for Hull KR. Will Dagger has the extras, and Hull KR have got 6 points on the board. And we get to near the end of the game,
And Toulouse are deep in OKR territory. 30 metres out. It is a quick play of the ball, and the ball finds its way back to Oliashot. Bolt, who picks up from half back and steps and dives over the line for the final try of the game, which Chris Hankinson adds the extras to, and Toulouse go out to 28 points to 6 at the full-time hooter. Is the Great Escape on? And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide as we get the word out for Rugby League and grow this fantastic game of ours. Tell me what your thoughts are on the 3 matches. Are Toulouse on for that Great Escape, as we're mentioning? We'll have to see how OKR do tomorrow against Wigan Warriors. But going off their 99 points to 38 difference already this season, it's going to be a tough one for OKR to maintain the gap ahead of Toulouse. And it closes up the few above them as well. There'll be a few more looking over the shoulders. If Toulouse gets a couple more wins after this one, it's going to be a great end of the year. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share the video worldwide. And also, I will wish you all the best and to stay safe. And I'll see you in the next episode.